Hi folks, this is Peter Boykin and I'm running for Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. You can check out my website at peterboykin.com. I just got out of Food Lion and I was just shopping for my parents. And look, during the pandemic, everybody was getting a lot of money for food stamps, for food. And I know there's always this complaint about, you know, my tax dollar's this, my tax dollar's that, and people having to pay for food. After taking all the food stamps and paying $47 in cash for some simple things, my parents only get $23. $23 a month for food stamps. Two grown people, disabled, retired, living on Social Security, trying to make ends meet with everything going up in prices every day. You know, these diapers. Yeah, people get older, they have to wear diapers. They cost, what was that, 18, they're the cheaper ones. $18. Remember, they got $23 of food stamps. That doesn't buy diapers. You got Medicaid, you got Medicare. People complain about Medicaid and Medicare people. People complain about getting food to people. Meanwhile, we're sending another $25 billion to Ukraine. We're not giving any money to Hawaii. We're not helping people out. We're not helping our own people out from national disasters. And we have retired, disabled people like my parents who get $23 in food stamps. It's ridiculous. All this income level is not adjusting properly. Every time they give people, a few bucks more on their Social Security or their disability, etc., then everything else goes up. The insurance goes up, the rent goes up, people have to pay for life insurance, people have to pay for everyday things. And it gets harder and harder the older you get. Luckily, I'm able to go to the store and get them things and such, and take care of them. And that's what makes me ground level. I'm grounded with the rest of the community in North Carolina, the North Carolina citizens. I'm at that tax bracket with y'all. I'm working. I work over the night and I work during the day to try to make some extra cash to take care of extra bills, try to help my parents out as best as I can. And I'm hoping that with the better stability I can actually get with the job of Lieutenant Governor, that I can make a better life for my parents and myself, but also serve the North Carolina citizens and find issues like this and work on issues. And I'm a Republican. Not all Republicans want to keep things from you or take things away from you. A lot of Republicans believe in life, liberty, justice, equality, freedom. And we can't have that with Bidenomics or a bad economy. And we've always had bad economies up and down. If you look at television history and things, we've always complained about the economy. We had a really good, strong economy when Donald Trump was around because he knew what to do. If it wasn't for Donald Trump's economy, we would have crashed hard during the COVID pandemic, and they're wanting to bring that stuff back. We can't survive it. I've gone over this before. We're living in a silent depression. If you compare how the Great Depression was, the rates of how much you got paid to how much things were, and we're better off during the Great Depression, as bad as that is, and they teach you in class, than we are now, and nobody's talking about it, because we just don't understand what's going on. Think about that. Think about the prices going up, the prices at the pump. I was watching the tribute to Bob Barker last night, and it was like 1972 or something like that. There was a car, wonderful blue car, classic. You know how much it was? $2,759, I believe. $2,759. compared to the cars now on there, what, 29,000 for like some kind of junky car? It's crazy. And here in North Carolina, we have one of the worst records for jobs. There's a poll that went out. We are 0 on the list. Probably because our minimum wage isn't caught up with what it should be. It's the bare minimum. Somehow we're supposed to catch up to $15. That's going to be a wild shot. And I've said this and said this again. I don't know what happened to the unemployment system, but it used to pay you 80% of your salary if you became unemployed. Remember, folks, you become unemployed because you get laid off or wrongfully terminated, not just because you quit a job. So I don't know why this shame on people who are unemployed. You were given the ability to find a job back in your field, not to have to take a lowly job. You got 80% of your salary. If you made $1 million a year, you got $800,000. And you can continue that on, and sometimes people did it for 99 weeks or more because you would try to get back into your job that you were in and that skill set. And so you leave, if you're higher level skill set, you don't take a lower skill set job from somebody who's in the lower skill set. I mean, it makes sense. But I don't know what happened. They switched to a system of $350 a week, a max of $5,000, and you can only get it like once a year. Even if you got hired, let go, collect unemployment fully, go back to work, lose your job again, you can't collect again. I mean, there is no, I don't care what they try to tell you about at will or free will state, we are not doing well in the job market. There was another furniture place that just shut down. People are struggling. There's a factory accident the other day that the factory was covering up. Somebody got smushed. Their own son came to identify their smushed body who worked at the factory too. There's undocumented workers working in that factory. I think it was Suffolk or something like Suffolk. You have to look it up. I don't have the full details. But there was some emails going around and some messages going around about how you had undocumented workers that were intimidated not to say anything, afraid that they would lose their job, and afraid to be deported. That is slave conditions. So we are really going through the silent depression where we have people working in factories with unsafe conditions, meanwhile barely making it every day. Barely making it every day. There's a division in classes. We have the very poor or the very rich. There's hardly any middle class in between anymore. And it's just horrible. We all have to work. But when you retire or you're disabled or etc., we need to figure out a way to make sure that people have housing properly, health care properly, and definitely figure out a better way for our food program. I've always said we need a better program for food. Maybe we base it on the food companies that's kind of like WIC, where you can only get like healthy foods and everything's on a list, American-based foods. That way, if you work for a company, the taxes go in, it puts back in the system. There's got to be a better way to put Americans first. And that's what it is at the end of the day. I'm Peter Boykin. I'm running for Lieutenant Governor of North Carolina. I'm hoping and praying that people will elect me in this primary, and then I can run for the general, and I believe I can beat whoever the Democrats put up. So I need the Republican votes. I need the unaffiliated votes in this primary. Get out there, register to vote, vote early. God bless everybody. Peace.
Trump.